Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. news telecast of the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Charita Minipurarachi.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines. The IMF fourth review approved. Sri Lanka receives $334 million. Purchasing paddy at government certified price commences tomorrow. Cabinet approves next year's appropriation bill, which is presented in Parliament in October. Yoshitha Rajapaksha and Daisy Forrest were indicted. Students with distinct A-level results will have foreign scholarships. Starlink high-speed internet service is now available. Trump warns Japan of imposing 35% custom duties.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top local story. The fourth review for Sri Lanka under the Extended Fund Facility has been approved by the Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund. Under this, an amount of around $344 million will be provided to Sri Lanka. The mission chief of the IMF to Sri Lanka, Ivan Papagario, has announced the approval of the fourth review. The communique further says that the IMF will assist its efforts of Sri Lanka to strengthen the financial administration in the country, minimizing the danger of corruption and normalizing the economic stability in a sustainable manner by improving structural reforms towards economic growth. He has also emphasized in the communique that the IMF will assist this program to safeguard the stability in the process and the financial sector and normalizing the sustainability of financial and loans, along with the safeguarding risk-prone sections to the society. Minister Anil Janta said that there are several targets achieved through this program. Under the framework of the entire program, several reforms including financial reforms and targets will be included. It is expected to conduct all concerned activities maintaining transparency along with an extremely accurate financial discipline in this entire program, he pointed out.
According to economic experts, the trust of the International Monetary Fund displays the trust of it regarding the economic stability of this country when the fourth tranche of the IMF has been approved under the Extended Fund Facility. They add that this will be an excellent support to further strengthen the economy, which is gradually following an ascendant path.
President of the Sri Lanka Economist Association, Professor Vijithapura Vimalaratana says that the fourth tranche of the IMF loan has been approved and an amount of around $244 million will be given to Sri Lanka, and another 5 tranches are also expected in the future. The granting of the fourth tranche signifies the stability of the economy in Sri Lanka and the acceptance of the economic policies of the country. Professor Gamini Veerasinghe of the Sri Javaradhanapura University pointed out that the foreign reserves are increasing by now along with the economic growth and the speed at which the economy is advancing. At the same time, foreign remittances into Sri Lanka are also showing an upward trend. The income earned from the tourism industry by Sri Lanka is also showing an increase.
ශක්තිමත් වෙමින් ඒක නැවත යථාර්ථත්වයට පත් කර ගැනීමෙන් අපි ඉදිරියට ගමන් කිරීමක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර මෙන්න මේ වගේ අවස්ථාවකදී ජාත්‍යන්තර මුල්‍ය අරමුදල විසින් අපිට මේ ලබා දෙන මුදල් තවදුරටත් අපේ ආර්ථිකයේ මේ ශක්තිමත් භාවය තහවුරු කර ගන්නත් ඒ වගේ මේක තවදුරටත් වැඩි කර ගැනීමට අපි වහල් වීමක් වෙනවා. දැන් මේ ලබා දීම මම
Professor Priyanka Dunisinghe of the Colombo University emphasized that the granting of the fourth tranche is a positive development and will enable to carry forward the IMF program in the future. The economy and the country has gained economic stability and also has taken steps to accelerate it. With the tranche, the country has reached halfway in the IMF loan program, and he pointed out that the first 2 years of the program, consisting of 48 months, has also been completed. From now on, the government should pay special attention to carry out reforms targeting economic growth. The economic stability achieved so far can be converted into a long-term economic safety along this process, he pointed out. And meanwhile, the Starlink high-speed internet network is now officially operational in Sri Lanka. Billionaire businessman Elon Musk says that this Starlink network is fully covering Sri Lanka.
The Starlink internet service first launched in 2019 under the Elon Musk SpaceX program. It is covering 130 countries by now. The coverage is given through 7,600 tiny satellites. Later, the SpaceX decided to increase the number of satellites up to 34,000. The owner, Elon Musk, issuing an X message, said that Starlink service is functioning in Sri Lanka as well. To confirm his statement, the Sri Lanka map with the Starlink official web network was also displayed. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that fuel price hike in the world market and the malpractices which occurred in purchasing fuel during the past regime are the reasons for the increment of prices of fuel.
He made these remarks at the cabinet press briefing held today. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the country has fuel stocks sufficient for 2 months. Perhaps they were imported before 2 months. However, the price revision is conducted considering the average prices in June. The price formula for July has been completed by 30th June. There was an increase of price for the fuel stocks imported during the last 2 weeks. Accordingly, the price formula was also high. However, if the prices go down in July, the benefit will come to the consumers in August. This is how the government reduces the price of fuel during the period of past 7 months. The government is ready to reduce prices at any time if possible. People had sent some only relevant persons to take commissions, but the burden created on people by him is still there. The government has to manage this problem to a certain extent, and if the prices go down next month, the government will pass the benefit to the people. Views were also expressed regarding the appointment of Shani Abesekara as the head of the Criminal Investigation Department. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that whatever said and done by social media, people of the country were very well known who Shani Abesekara is. He is an officer committed to reveal crimes disregarding threats to his life. It is responsibility of the people, the entire country, to protect such officers. The individuals who are responsible for crimes have become anxious in this context. However, the government is committed to take actions against the criminals. Clearance of containers is scheduled to be conducted in future, implementing the committee decisions. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa further said that congestion in clearing containers may also occur in several times annually. In such instances, a committee is appointed and recommendations issued to the Director General of Customs. Thereby, it has released containers without checking. About 1,000 containers have been released 14 times earlier in this manner. The Customs has to expedite clearance of containers in such occasions, and the government is committed to act in this connection only under the recommendations of the committee. Minister also expressed views regarding the enforcement of Parate law. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that actually the bank system are mediating to provide relief to the small and medium-scale entrepreneurs affected by the economic crisis. Nevertheless, the Parate law, the bank are getting relief from them. They can individually have talks with the relevant banks. The government is fully acting at present to provide reasonable solutions for these entrepreneurs.
Indictments were filed at the Colombo High Court today against Yoshita Rajapaksa and his grandmother Daisy Forrest in a case under the Money Laundering Act.
The filing of indictments has been conducted in the presence of Colombo High Court Judge Pradeep Aberatna. Later, the judge ordered the release of the two defendants on 2 personal bails of 1 million rupees each. They have been accused of committing an offence under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act by depositing an amount of more than 59 million rupees earned illegally during the 31st of March 2009 to 12 December 2013 in 3 fixed deposits in private banks. The Attorney General has filed cases against the defendants on 3 allegations. The case will be taken up for hearing on the 4th of August. The appeal court today permitted to take up for hearing the petition filed requesting to issue an order quashing the parliamentary post of parliamentarian Premnath Ramnathan Arjuna. The bench of the appeal court stated that an interim injunction order will not be issued preventing him from attending the parliament and voting as per request made by him. The petition has also been filed by chairman of the Abhinamani Vahal Perabuna, Oshila Herath.
Program to purchase a paddy at the government certified price commences tomorrow. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne told a media briefing today that government paddy stores will be kept open in harvesting areas of the yellow season.
Accordingly, paddy stores at Ampara, Kilinochchi, Mullaitivu, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, north-western and southern provinces will also be kept open tomorrow. Paddy Marketing Board has an amount of 6,000 million rupees for the purchase of paddy. The minimum fixed price for a kilo of Nadu paddy is 120 rupees, while a kilo of Samba paddy will be purchased at a rate of 125 rupees. Meanwhile, 132 rupees per kilo has also been fixed to purchase Kiri Samba paddy. A special feature has been that a minimum price has been fixed for wet paddy this year. Accordingly, a kilo of wet Nadu paddy has also been fixed at a price of 102 rupees, while a kilo of wet Samba paddy will be purchased at 105 rupees. The purchasing price of a kilo of wet Kiri Samba paddy will be 112 rupees. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne said that the government stores do not possess any ability to purchase wet paddy since no legal grounds are available in this regard. Accordingly, the farmer community is requested not to sell paddy below 100 rupees. It is also requested from the buyers not to purchase paddy at a lower rate than the previously declared price. A number of small and medium-scale mill owners joined the Paddy Marketing Board recently, and they were also called to the ministry. At the meeting held between the mill owners and the Paddy Marketing Board, it has also been agreed that the prices of wet paddy is justifiable. This can be described as an extremely fair price, and it will not be allowed to cause any injustice to the farmers. The farmers are also requested not to sell their paddy at lower prices and to sell their paddy by removing 14% of the wet weight it.
Mother's love is a special attachment. It cannot be defined by words, and it is very common to both humans and animals. We have come across news regarding certain mothers abandoning their infant at the time of childbirth itself.
And as such, one will not be able to imagine the love of this elephant mother. Herds of elephants comprising hundreds gather during a certain period of the year at Kavdulla and Min area. These areas have been considered as ideal places to observe the behavioral patterns of elephants. These videos have been recorded at the Kavdulla National Park. A large number of elephant calves, calf elephants and bull elephants can also be seen at the park. The elephant mother had given birth to her calf before a couple of days, but it died before it could see the light of this world. It appears that the elephant mother is reluctant to accept that the calf which she carried for 22 months has died. It could be witnessed that the mother elephant carrying the dead body of the calf, and over the area of Kavdulla tank scene of the elephant mother carrying wherever she goes for a number of kilometers in search of food can also be seen these days via social media. A scene of the mother elephant dragging the skinny body part of the dead calf has been observed. A cow elephant gives birth to a calf after a pregnancy period of 22 months. An elephant can be considered as an animal which holds pregnant for a very long period of nearly 2 years. When someone watches these videos frames, it appears that the elephant mother is not at all ready to accept that her calf is dead. No further description is necessary to describe the mother's love, which reminds us the story of Kisa Gautami during the time of Lord Buddha while watching these video frames. Kisa Gautami finally realizes about death after going to search of mustard seeds from a house where no death has been reported, carrying the dead body of the infant. Somehow, it is extremely difficult to make this elephant mother realize about the death of her calf. She will also be able to realize that the infant calf had left the world, although she had no idea about it due to extreme love for her calf. And meanwhile, Indian entrepreneurs state that they are currently their attention towards new investment prospects in Sri Lanka, particularly in sectors like energy, infrastructure, digital economy, tourism and agriculture, and as well as on enhancing entrepreneurial capacity. A delegation of around 20 Indian entrepreneurs comprising heads of several prominent Indian companies is currently engaged in an active program in Sri Lanka. These commitments were expressed during the delegation's meeting with President Anura Kumara Dissanayake yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat. The delegation is visiting Sri Lanka following an invitation extended by the President Anura Kumara Dissanayake during his recent official visit to India. The Indian delegation held discussions with several Sri Lankan ministers and with officials from key government institutions, including the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka. President Dissanayake emphasized that the country has now established a more favorable environment for investors owing the current economic stability. The President briefed the Indian business representatives on the constructive measures implemented by the government to create a supportive economic climate and conditions conducive to the investment. He assured that under the present administration, efforts that have been made to eliminate the losses and corruption previously associated with investments. The Indian entrepreneurs stated that Sri Lanka's strategic location is of great appeal to investors. They appreciate the President's explanation regarding the current situation of the country, noting that it had inspired confidence and renewed hope in them. And moving ahead with more local stories, the Cabinet has given its approval to present the appropriation bill for the next year in October. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalin Nijatis revealed this fact at a media briefing held at the Government Information Department to inform the Cabinet decisions. The second reading of the budget is to be held in November. The Cabinet has given approval so far to prepare the next budget, enabling the third reading of the budget to be conducted in November and December. The relevant proposal was submitted by President Anura Kumara Dissanayake. The next budget is scheduled to be prepared in accordance with the State Monetary Framework and the National Policy Framework titled Rich Country, Beautiful Life between 2026 and 2030. Cabinet approval was also given for the scholarship program that allows the students who distinctly passes the advanced level examination to follow the first degree in a foreign university. This proposal has been made with the aim of creating a developed human resources through the disciplined citizens. A sum of 200 million rupees has also been set aside to realize this proposal. Cabinet has noted to implement the 5-year National Action Plan for the National Child Protection Policy. This 5-year plan will be implemented with a multifaceted approach for secured world for health and children to make a creative future generation. The Cabinet has also approved a proposal to appoint a special presidential investigation committee to find out frauds, corruption and malpractices occurred in the Sri Lankan Airlines and aviation services company during the past period. Under the proposed presentation by the President, reasons for the present situation of Sri Lankan Airlines and the deals conducted in the past will be investigated. Attorney General's clearance has been given for the proposed Memorandum of Understanding to implement the seasonal program to deploy workers under the Korean E8 visa category. Accordingly, Sri Lankan workers will have the opportunity to engage in agricultural and fisheries activities in the Yongwol province. The Cabinet gave its approval to sign the relevant MOU. Sri Lanka Expo exhibition organized by the Sri Lanka Export Development Board will be held at the BMI Search premises in Colombo the next year. This has been organized in lapse of 14 years. It will be held from the 18th to the 21st of June next year. It is scheduled to organize the Expo 2026 as a national event. The project to set up sanitary facilities comprising the quality toilet system is being implemented. Under this project, 20 such sanitary systems are to be constructed. The estimated cost for this is 525 million rupees. A system is scheduled to be prepared for purchasing pharmaceutical and medical equipment under the state and state method. The Cabinet has given its consent to sign MOUs with the relevant countries. Under this system, the State Pharmaceutical Corporation will sign MOUs with entities named by the relevant governments. Accordingly, pharmaceuticals and medical equipment can be procured through normal supply chains. And today is the third day of the dengue control week, and nearly 30,367 premises has been inspected today. And according to the National Dengue Control Unit, steps have been taken to file cases against 117 persons, and red notices has been issued to another 792. 78,721 mosquito larva breeding places have been inspected in 55 Medical Office of Health divisions in 9 districts during 3 days in the first stage of dengue control week. Out of them, 16,696 places have been identified as places with a possibility of breeding mosquito larvae. At the same time, mosquito larvae has been found at 2,363 places, where 1,977 red notices have been issued. According to the National Dengue Control Unit, legal action has been taken against 403 persons. Community consultant physician Dr. National Dengue Control Unit Preshila Samaraveda says that 183 schools were inspected during these days in 9 districts, and 111 mosquito breeding locations have been found. Mosquito larvae were found at 14 schools, whereas in the case of government institutions, 430 institutions have been identified as mosquito breeding spots. He added that these data confirms the fact that further attention has to be paid regarding this situation. During 3 days of dengue inspection in Badula city, 70 dengue-prone premises has also been identified. According to the health sectors of the Badula Municipal Council, legal action will be taken against the owners.
The Department of Health says that it has been able to control to a large extent the swine fever, which started spreading since the month of September last year. A President's task force has also been appointed to uplift the swine industry. A special media briefing was held today at the Government Information Department.
It has also been described that maintaining animal farms without a proper order, freeing them improperly, and improper animal transportation has contributed to the spread of swine flu. According to the Director General of Department of Health and Animal Products, Dr. Hemali Kotalavala, a regulatory process has been set in place in order to control the disease as per the Animal Disease Act. Director General of the Department of Health and Animal Products, Dr. Hemali Kotalavala, said that the only way to prevent the spread of this disease is the biosafety method. Farmers should prevent entering infected animals into their farms. Animals should not be transported or killed without the written recommendation of the veterinary surgeons of the relevant area. According to the Gazette notifications, disposal of animal materials should be properly done. The slaughterhouses should also be maintained under proper rules, and the meat should be processed only in standard processing plants. Government loan facilities have also been provided to restart farms for farmers engaging in swine industry affected by this disease. Dr. Palika Fernando, Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Livestock Development, Agricultural Livestock and Land and Irrigation, said that although swine industry is a lucrative business, it has also degraded as to improper practices of farmers. It is essential to rebuild this industry again. The ministry has already taken measures in this connection. The government has also given loans under low interest rates to swine farmers, to small and medium scale entrepreneurs. The banks in this country have been informed to grant loans for the farmers to revitalize the industry.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that it has been instructed to take necessary action to prevent ragging, violence and all kinds of high-handed behavior in the university system and higher education institutions. She made this observation during a discussion held at the Ministry of Education today.
The Prime Minister stated that the state patronage and required power will be given to the National Task Force for eliminating ragging and violence from the higher educational institutions. Attention was also focused on supporting the students who have been subjected to numerous acts of violence and safety. They also stressed that the need of upgrading the existing laws and organizing attitude development programs. Carpeting and development of the road from Ambepitiya Junction to Pinhena in Beruvilla commenced this morning. A sum of 21 million rupees will be spent for this project. This road has been in dilapidated condition for years. This road development project would provide benefits to 1,000 families in the area. Development activities started under the patronage of parliamentarian Chandana Hettiarachchi. Construction of new bridge replacement of the all-dilapidated bridge that connects Payagala and Magune towns along the Colombo-Goal main road started this morning. A sum of 3.79 million rupees has been allocated for this project. Construction work started there during the under the patronage of parliamentarian Chandana Hettiarachchi. Deputy Minister of Land and Irrigation Susil Ranasinghe says that immediate measures will be taken to develop the irrigational sector considering the priority. He made his remarks participating at a special discussion held at the Vavuniya District Secretariat yesterday. The government has allocated 780 billion rupees from the budget this year. These development activities will be expedited as per the priority of the project.
In the meantime, leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa says that preschool and Dharma school system in Buddhist temples has to be strengthened. He pointed out that all religious places has to be converted into centers where high quality education is provided to the future generation and the youth of the country. The leader of the opposition made this observation joining a religious program held at Deyathakandya area.
Leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa also participated in the event of unveiling the pinnacle of the newly constructed Chaitya at Sri Sumangalarama Vihare at Gonagala Uhana in Ampara today. Leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa emphasized that Buddhist temples and all other religious places has to be converted into centers where religion is further strengthened. They should also be converted to institutions where steps will be taken to provide high quality education, especially to the children and the youth of this country. He also pointed out that the system of religious places in the country has to be redesignated. And now let's move on to some more local news items in brief. A special mobile service to issue to farmer insurance policy was held at the Baduralia Agrarian Services Division recently, covering 44 Gramadahari areas. Attention was focused to identify problems in the farmer pension scheme and expire of farmer insurance policies. Another objective of this mobile service is to add new farmers between 18 to 55 years. Pre-warning systems of the radioactive influence towards the country is a nuclear accident has been established in 5 places in the island. It was set up by the Sri Lanka Atomic Energy Regulatory Commission with the support of International Atomic Energy Agency. The system has been erected at the Navy camps in Kalpitia, Mannar, Delphi Island, Batiklu and Frincomalee. Submitting appeals of the second round for admissions in grade 6 schools based on grade 5 scholarship exam results last year will begin online tomorrow. Appeals can be submitted for 3 schools only through the website www.moe.gov.lk and appeals can also be directly through the website http://g6application.moe.gov.lk as well. The Customs Narcotics Control Unit has recovered a stock of narcotics worth over 60 million rupees and cocaine, kush and cannabis oil have also been concealed in courier parcels without proper addresses. E-election services was introduced to Adivasi community yesterday at the Polbadda village in Ampara. This service has been introduced at the Election Commission. Adivasi people in the area will be able to get their services at their own without physically going to the commission or officials. Sri Lanka Pharmaceuticals Association signed a long-term memorandum of understanding with the Casper Institute in Australia for pharmacists. It was signed at the Sri Lanka 43rd Annual General Meeting of the Sri Lanka Pharmacists Association held at Batharamulla recently. The aim of this MOU is to take action to enhance knowledge of Sri Lankan pharmacists. The students who follow pharmacology in 7 universities also participated in this meeting. And that's it on local stories. Stay tuned with the international news after this break.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back, and we now move on to some foreign news.
And the US President Donald Trump has threatened to impose a 30% or 35% tariff on Japan if a deal between the two countries is not reached before a deadline the next week. That would be done and well above the 24% tariff that Japan will hit as a part of the Trump's so-called Liberation Day on 2nd April when he announced steep import duties on countries around the world. The tariffs on most US trading partners, including Japan, were later lowered to 10% for 90 days to give them the time to negotiate deals with Washington that pose due to expiration on 9th July, and Trump has said that he is not planning to extend the deadline. Trump also continued to cast doubt that an agreement could be reached with Tokyo. Japan declined to commit on Trump's threat to hike tariffs during a NIM conference on Wednesday.
We now move on to sports news. The first one-day international between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is now being played at the R. Premadasa International Cricket Stadium in Colombo.
Batting first, Sri Lanka were all out for 244 runs in 49.2 overs, and in reply, Bangladesh were 150 runs for the loss of 9 wickets at the 32 overs a short while ago. After winning the toss, Sri Lanka decided to bat first. Milan Ratnayaka today received his ODI cap for Sri Lanka. Pathum Nishanka and Nishan Badushanku opened the Sri Lanka innings, but the Bangladeshi bowlers did not offer them any success. Pathum was out without scoring and Nishan Madushanka departed for a merge 6 runs. Kamidu Mendis was out for no score, and Kusal Mendis and Charita Salanka built a partnership of 60 runs, which ended when Kusal was out for 45 runs. Janit Luenige scored 29, while Milan Ratnayaka and Vanidu Hasaranga scored 22 each. Charita Salanka, playing a captain's innings, scored 106 runs before being out, and in bowling, Taskin Ahmed captured 4 wickets, while Tansim Hazan claimed 3 wickets.
Sri Lankan opener Pathum Nissanka has been able to secure the 17th place in the world ranking of Test batsmen, according to the latest rankings announced by the International Cricket Council.
Pathum Nishanka has advanced 14 places in the rankings, where he was in the 31st place earlier. He has also been able to advance rankings due to magnificent skills showing during the Test series against Bangladesh recently. In the past Test for the 2 matches series, Pathum scored 187 runs and another 158 runs in the second Test. He was also adjudged the player of the series. He has received 685 Test ranking points, and Joe Root of England leads the ranking, while Harry Brook, also from England, is in the second place. The New Zealand batsman Ken Williamson is in the third place, and Kamidu Mendis is the Sri Lankan batsman who is leading the list of rankings at the 9th position. Dinesh Chandimal has been able to secure the 13th spot of the rankings. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing with Sharifa. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.